show you how to create any colorful box you want for your Happy Planner using Pages on a Mac. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up and choose shape. I'm going to choose a square, and I'm going to make it the size of a standard classic size box in a Happy Planner. You can also do this step later. You don't really have to do it right now. But I'm going to change it to 1.5 by 2.5 because that's the size of Happy Planner classic boxes. And then to get this to be whatever color I want, I'm going to go over here to Style on the right side. Click on that. And then go to the color wheel. And then I'm going to select this eyedropper. Now I can open up any colored thing on my computer I want. I can go to Pinterest and get a palette and make boxes that all match that palette, or I can choose a color on my desktop or colors that are in a picture or anything I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here, and I kind of like this orangey color, so I'm going to click right there. And now I have a box that's this kind of like sunset orange color. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export it as a PDF. So I'm going to go up here to File, Export to PDF. I don't have an option that I can find to save this directly as a PNG file, which is what I need to go into Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to make it a PDF first. Click Next. I'm going to call it Sunset Orange. And I'm just going to save it on my desktop. Now I'm going to open up the PDF. And in Preview, I can click on File and then Export. And I can export it here in this drop-down menu. I can choose PNG. Save. Now I no longer need this PDF version. Just gonna move that to the trash. And I'm gonna close Preview and Pages because I don't need them anymore. And we're gonna go over to Design Space. So I'm in a new project in Design Space. I'm going to go over here on the left side to Upload. Then Upload Image. Browse. Find my sunset orange box. Click Open. Then I'm going to choose a complex image and hit Continue. And then you want to make sure that the Select and Erase tool is selected. It does it automatically. And then you're just going to click on the background to get rid of it. So now your whole picture is just this rectangle. Continue. Going to choose Print Then Cut Image and Upload on the bottom right. Okay, so now I'm going to select that box and hit Insert Images. And now I have my box. Now, when I said earlier you don't have to change the size right there, you can do it here too, up on the top where it says size. You can change the size of it now if you wanted to. So I could have just imported it as a square and it would have been fine. So now I need the white middle part that I'm going to write on in my colorful box. So I'm going to go on the left side to Shapes, and I'm going to choose another square. And then let's move it over. I'm going to make this square white up here in this menu so that I can write on it. And now I need to make sure that that's the correct size. So I'm going to go up here to Size, and I'm going to click this lock. And I'm going to change it. The box width is 1.5. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, 1.3, so that it fits inside the colorful box. So now I'm going to change the height to 2.3 because the entire height is 2.5. Now, in order to make sure this is nice and centered, because if I just click this box and move it around, like that might be centered, it might not. I'm going to select both of them together, and then I'm going to go up here to align, and I'm going to choose center to make sure it's perfectly in the middle. Then I'm going to make sure I select both boxes and go down to the bottom right and hit attach to make sure they are connected to each other. And then I'm going to flatten them. Now, if you want more, it's really easy to go select it first and go up to this top right, and you can, make a whole bunch of them. You can't really select this square and make it this rectangle and make it a square, and I'll show you why. I'll go ahead and undo that, and I'm going to change the height to 1.5. I don't know if you can tell, but the sides are a lot wider than the top and the bottom. So let's hit undo, make it a rectangle again. So the only way I've found around this problem is if you want squares too, or any other shape, then you need to make a new one. So I'm going to select that colored box again and insert. And to make a square, I'm going to change the size to 1.5 by 1.5. Make sure you unselect that little lock first. All right, now I have a square. And then I'm going to go over to the left and choose shapes again. Pick a square, select the square, make the square white. Move it over here. And then I'm going, you don't have to unlock the lock this time because it's a square. So it's okay if both sides stay the same. That's fine. But we do want them to be a little bit smaller. So let's do 1.3. Then we're going to select the 2, align, center. Then we're going to go to the bottom, attach them, and flatten them. Now you can change the size of the rectangle or square right now, and you'll be fine. It's just if you change the shape, then it doesn't keep the proportions right. If you were to make this a rectangle or the rectangle a square. Hope that makes sense. All right, so now you would duplicate as many as you want and go to make it, and then you would print out your project and cut it on your Cricut as usual, and it will cut around the squares. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it helps you out, and I will see you next time. Thanks, bye.